Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome CEO and owner of Prodigal, Mr. Bob Funk Jr.
Thanks for being here today. Friends, fans, members of the media, I appreciate you taking the time out today. We're here to celebrate a lot of hard work that began about 3.5 years ago. We began to look at what was next for Oklahoma City. When I moved back and seeing all the renaissance that was going on downtown and in the city in general, I began to think about what is next for Oklahoma City's progression from a sports perspective. What can we do to further enhance the profile that we have nationally? And I was working in another event. We were out in Los Angeles, and I noticed how much coverage World Cup soccer was getting in the United States. And it began a genesis of an idea of how we could get an MLS team to Oklahoma City. And as we began to work through that process over the years, we identified what we thought were the steps to get there, and today is the first step in implementing that strategy. And that's the important piece about what you're going to see today, is we've geared everything that we're going to do about getting ourselves to the MLS level in the next 10 to 12 years. That's the vision. That's the vision that we have. It's the vision that I have. That's where we're starting this process today with the energy. Now, when we started talking about that process and how to get there, the first thing we began to look at was the league in which we needed to operate in and affiliate with. We felt like we wanted to take the appropriate steps, be fiscally responsible, and partner with a league that we felt had the best vision for future progress of soccer in the United States, and that's the USL Pro. No other league in the United States can boast that they've had a success rate where they've had 5 out of the last six teams in the United States graduate to the MLS. Not one of them. And so we felt, as we sat down and we talked with them about their goals, where they were going, how they wanted to partner with the MLS, their affiliation model that they wanted to begin to develop, that they would be the best partner to get us to our future goal here in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is such a dynamic market. It's such a progressive market that we felt like it just made natural sense to begin in that area, begin that process, and that's what's led us to the energy. We feel that name is exemplary of the Oklahoma City market and what it represents. Not just because of the industry here, although that is a driving force. I don't think anybody can doubt that the energy companies that we have in town that are operating, whether they're a public company, private company, independent producer, are driving the economy in Oklahoma City. They're driving the renaissance. They've put so much into Oklahoma City, so much investment that has begun and continues the renaissance here and the progressive nature of Oklahoma City and its citizens. Ingrained themselves in the fabric, but more importantly, it's opened up the eyes of Oklahoma City and its citizens and released, for lack of a better term, its own energy, its own positive energy. It's energy that they use on a day-to-day basis to further amplify Oklahoma City and its image on a national basis. And it's that we represent. We felt like those simple words such as work ethic, the ability to pull ourselves up, pull by our bootstraps, to use our positive energy after negative things have happened to us. And we've used that time and time and time again to bring our community to a higher level, year after year after year. The MAPS projects are a great example. The city and their city fathers saw the vision. They used their energy, their enthusiasm for Oklahoma City to raise us up and to get us to the point where we're at today. And there's no reason we should stop there. And we believe this is the first step to getting us to the MLS. That's the next step for Oklahoma City. That's why we chose the name Energy. That's why we think it's such a strong name for us as a team and as an organization. At this point, I'd like to bring out Darren Ransley. Darren, if you can come out here. He's going to further talk about the logo, the implications, the thoughts behind the design process. I'd like to thank Funnel, Brian Ellison, and Sean have been instrumental in developing this, the logo. We think it's a great logo. We think it holds up with the rest of the MLS league logos. We think it's a great example of Oklahoma City.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much. I have a lavalier microphone, so I'm good to go. Thank you. Tremendous. Thank you all for joining us here at the Oklahoma Museum of Art, an absolutely beautiful location. I think you'll all agree that as we came in with the Chihuly artwork hanging down. It seems a very fitting place to talk about what I class as, or the world class as, the beautiful game, which is soccer, or in this case, football. OKC Energy FC Football Club, that is who we are. I would like to talk about our logo, our kit, and our colors. And this way we can walk away from this environment and see where we're going as a USL Pro team for the future. As we look at our presentation here, you'll see on your left, that is our first drawing that we worked with Funnel as a group. It shows the shield, which is on the flag of Oklahoma. It also shows the feathers, which are cascading down. And it also shows some crosses, which in Native America, they are stars. We looked at these items, we processed them, and we figured out what we can do here. We take the circle of the shield, which is obviously exactly the same shape as a soccer ball, or a football in our case. We've taken that across and used that as our first step. Our second step is to take the feathers cascading down. We have 5 feathers flowing down. That was our second step. So now we have a ball and then the feathers flowing down. In the center, we notice with the ball, with the pentagon shapes, when we put the 5 pentagons around a central black pentagon, it produces a star. Now for us, again, that ties back to our flag. It also talks about something that we can talk about on a general basis of the way a star works. Star being energy. It is a spark, a start of something. Again, we went a little step further, took away the soccer ball, which in reality in a logo is very easy to place inside, placed the spark-esque star, which is almost pushing itself out. Again, that energy process. So that took us to our third image. Again, the feathers, the star, and the ball. That became the centerpiece of our logo. Our logo, as you see it in its true beauty, right at the center. We have the star in the center with OKC, our proud city, the ball or the circle around, the feathers cascading, energy, which is the name obviously we are pushing very, very hard at this time, trying to tie in everything we've seen, everything we've worked in, the beauty of our city, the energy, the resilience, etc., is all working from the word energy. And then we've placed a shield around it, which is almost like the head of a spear or the head of an arrow, facing down towards the ground, striking that ground with pure energy again. So this is our logo. At the top there is Latin, labor omnia vincit, a very, very strong statement. This says work will conquer all. And as we know as Oklahomans, or you as Oklahomans, a few of us have been blessed in being here at this time, that is a very strong statement. There is nothing we are afraid of in the way of work. We will work together to make anything happen. In this case, it's another phase of energy. It's pushing forward together as a group to work forward to something better. Our club colors. When we started our research, we obviously looked at the flag of Oklahoma with its blue, but then we looked at the state colors of Oklahoma, and they are green and white. We tied immediately to that and believe that the green shirt is very, very historical in soccer or in football. So we have a green as a base color with a white as a background, and then we have the blue. The blue is our large skies in Oklahoma. It's also the Midwest color, if you will. So our green, our whites, and our blues. Going back to the labor, omnia vincit, it's that working ethic again. So our colors proudly tie through to that motto. We put our logo with the MLS teams, and again, we are there. We have looked straight from the start into the future. We are building to be in the MLS. If we had built just for USL Pro, it would be very now. But we are looking forward to the future. So I think we're in very, very good company there with our logo. The USL Pro teams that we'll be playing against in 2014. Again, one of the highlights there for me is our logo. Strong, it is sharp, it leans forward to the future. We know we're moving forward at all times. Strong, strong energy. Our shirt, when we talked about the green and the white, the state colors of Oklahoma. Our green shirt, if you'll notice, has 3 tiers to it, and these follow the feathers, the feathering effect coming down. The top being light, the middle being a middle palette, and then the bottom being kind of a darker tone, but it flows in. It also has exactly the same shape as the shield, so again, we're tying in as one. You'll notice that the accents, the white accents on the sleeves or the cuffs, also angling to form that shape of the shield coming through. A strong energy point flowing through this shirt. Our logo there obviously could either be on the breastplate, or it could be on the center, or it could be on the arm, or on the back of apparel. A very, very strong logo. Home kit, green shirt, white, obviously with the accents, the socks. Invert our shield and you have the peak coming up, or the point. So again, we're tying it very, very through to our energy. When we look at your right hand, which would be our away kit, every team will have an away and a home kit. We have gone with our blue, a very, very strong blue. It has green accents on the side. We go again with the Midwest color, but that blue in one piece. When you have a team on a field and they are wearing one color, it makes it look larger. A lot of early teams used to wear all red or all blue, and we've done that for our away team. So we feel very, very confident on that. One other section that I'd like to talk about is history of soccer. As you leave today's facility, you'll walk away with a little takeaway bag, and in that bag will be decals, there'll be information on our team, etc. But we're also giving you a scarf. Now, in the early 1900s in Great Britain, scarves were knitted by family members for the fans that were going to the game in the cold. And normally, of course, the fan would place it around their neck. Very, very simple. But once we started tying into the colors of the team that we wanted, in our case, green and blue, these scarves became a tool to make something larger. The arms would be outstretched above one's head. We would hold the scarf high. We would wave the sky from one to other. And when we do this, it makes a sea of color behind us. So these scarves are part of our uniform, if you will, for our fans. And we'll be giving these out to everybody that we deal with. So please take these, wear them with pride around Oklahoma City. So we now have a logo, we have a name, and we have a color palette. We're moving forward at this point. The next thing we need a ground. And to introduce the ground, I'd like to introduce Senior EVP, Mr. John Allgood. Thank you, John.
Hello. Hello. Well, we talked a lot today about our logo, our stadium is next. And I'd like to talk to you about partnerships and what that means. Bob has talked to me a lot about that this team is not our team, it's the community's team. And that means where are you going to play? We want to play eventually in an MLS stadium. And how do you get there? We talked about the league, USL Pro. Now we're going to talk about what's going to get us to that stadium, and that is Bishop McGuinness High School. Now, why did we pick Bishop McGuinness? A lot of reasons. The number one reason is because of the partnership that we have with their front office, and I'm going to introduce the athletic director here in a minute. We believe we have signed a deal that benefits not only our group and our stadium, but also the athletes at Bishop McGuinness are going to benefit from this as well. So when we were talking with the MLS and the USL Pro about what kind of stadium should we start out in, and the overwhelming response was, you need a stadium that's going to be intimate, where fans are going to feel the excitement and the energy. And McGuinness fit that very well. The tradition of excellence at McGuinness, not only from their sports, the way they have won championships, but also the quality of the venue that they have, their football stadium, the locker rooms, and just the simple attitude of their administration, having a tradition of being quality. And really improving people's lives, and that's what we're about too. A third reason, the Western Corridor. We all know what's lined up on either side of on Western next to the stadium, and that's really hip and cool restaurants and bars, and there's a really neat energy that's going on there, and our fans and our players are going to benefit from playing in McGuinness because of what's going on in the Western Corridor. I feel a little uncomfortable speaking about this, but I'll speak for. I don't feel uncomfortable, but I know the man behind me does. The reason why we're able to make this happen is Bob is generously going to donate over 6 figures worth of field to the football stadium. He's going to renovate the entire football field. It will be regulation soccer size, and it's going to be outstanding for us, but it's also going to be outstanding for all the student athletes that are going to participate on that field, from football to soccer. Many, many kids are going to benefit from that, and our players are going to be playing on a state-of-the-art soccer field. So we're very excited about that too. And then at the end, the 4,000 capacity is going to create a very intimate environment. We're going to add some seats as well, which will, again, not only help us, but it'll also help Bishop McGuinness and everything that's going on with that. So we're very excited about our partnership with Bishop McGuinness. And with that being said, I'd like to ask Gary Savely to come up and say a few words, the athletic director of Bishop McGuinness.
Thank you, John. I think what made this happen from our viewpoint was that they didn't come to us and just say, we want to rent your field. John talks about a partnership, and that's what it's been from the very beginning. We feel that we're involved in this, and we're very proud and excited about it. We're going to get some improvements to our field, improvements to our stadium out of this, and that makes it very nice for us. Also, our location being right off Interstate 44, I think makes it easy access for the entire central Oklahoma area. So that's a benefit that we just happen to have by our location. But we're excited about what this is going to happen for our student athletes. It's going to make a safer field. Our fans and patrons are going to have more seating for us for our other events. We've got an agreement that's going to be beneficial to everybody, and I think that partnership that John keeps talking about is what made this happen. They were willing to work with us and everything that we had as far as our requirements, and we've been fairly flexible and tried to meet theirs too. We're going to have to integrate our schedule with their schedule, but that's going to come together, and we're very excited about this. Of course, we had to get approval from the Archbishop all the way down through our strategy and our administration, but that was able to come together, and we're just very excited what it's going to bring. The Energy, as it's called, I think is a great name because that fits Oklahoma City. Also, McGinnis is McGinnis Irish. Our colors are green, and I don't know if that has anything to do with their choice of colors, but it sure works out nice. It's going to benefit both of us along the way. So again, I want to thank the Oklahoma Energy and Prodigal. They've been nothing but professional to work with. They've come in from the very beginning and made presentations and presented everything to us in a professional manner, and they certainly seem to have a lot of experience in this type of athletic management. So I want to thank them for including this in this whole operation. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, sir. Now you can go back. Okay, so that's the first step. Now we got phase 2 and phase 3 we want to talk about. What's our future facility going to look like? Well, again, I go back to what our philosophy is. This is not our team as in Prodigal's team. This is the community's team. And that includes citizens, that includes all the youth soccer clubs, that includes university soccer coaches, that includes the entire soccer community of Oklahoma City, the whole metro area. And we've made it a point to be inclusive, meaning we have an advisory board that's here that's helped us make the decisions as we've gone along the way. Members of the advisory board have helped us decide what is our future going to be. We've talked to certain leaders in the architectural group. ADG is here, and I want to thank you guys for being here. They've already helped us to come up with designs of what we want to be in, what kind of home do we want to be in the future. Because in order to have a MLS franchise, there's 3 things you have to have. You have to have a 20,000-seat stadium. You have to have an ownership group that can have the resources for that franchise to operate, and then you have to have the soccer support from the community to fill the stadium up. We feel like Oklahoma City's going down that path. So we have to set ourselves up for success for the community to benefit. So phase 2, as we're calling it, there may end up being more phases, but phase 2 generally is going to be a 7,000-seat stadium that will be built. We're looking at sites. Where are these sites? Well, there's certain things that are go into the location, and that's going to be, where can this stadium be? Where can the land be that's going to benefit the community around it? How is it going to be from a standpoint from a accessibility to the facility? How are you going to be able to get there? We want to make sure that there's access all around so the crowds that we expect can get in and out easily. From a community asset, I've said that a few times. This really is the community's asset. We want to partner with the community in building this facility so that it is there for a long time. And what are we going to put in there besides soccer? Are we going to be able to play rugby in there? Are we going to be able to play lacrosse in there? Can we have youth soccer events in there? It's the programming in the stadium that we're looking at because we want it to be soccer specific, but we also want to be able to have some other events in there, whether it's a concert, to benefit the community again. It has to fit in the design of where we're going to be located at, and ADG is helping us do that. We need to make sure that it fits in with the vibrant growth and the architecture that is going on in our metro area. And then from an environmental standpoint, how is it going to impact the environment around it? What green initiatives can we design and install that will help, protect our environment around it? And then finally, I'd like to say is, we're going to start this franchise within 10 years on the MLS level. But we know that this stadium is going to be there much longer than we are. So what is going to be the long-term success of that facility? We have to design it. We have to construct it. It has to be located in a place that can last a long time. All of that thought process has been put into this 7,000-seat stadium, hopefully in the next 5 years, eventually being built out to accommodate a MLS stadium within 10 years. So we have put a lot of thought into it, and we're going to be leaning on a lot of our leaders and a lot of people in the community because, once again, this is our stadium. In other words, the community stadium. Now, once we get the stadium going with McGinnis, we're going to play in 2014. We're going to be out there next year. We already have a great logo. We have a great team name. We're going to have a great squad. Hopefully in the next coming months, we'll be able to announce who our affiliate is going to be with the MLS. We are on our way to success. But I want to bring up someone else, Jake Edwards, who is the Vice President of USL, to talk about what USL is and what they do with the MLS. Jake Edwards.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of USL Pro. I suspect you didn't think you'd be having two Brits speaking to you today. 2013 was an incredibly exciting year for USL Pro. We started the year with a landmark partnership with Major League Soccer, part of the process to build an integrated system of professional soccer leagues in the US and Canada. Following this, we had our two major announcements for 2014 expansion with Sacramento, California, and of course Oklahoma City. 2013 season was a highly entertaining affair, a closely fought competition, culminating in a record attendance at our championship event of over 21,000. This was the highest attendance for professional soccer in the US in the modern era, outside of the MLS and outside of international competition, so we're very pleased with that. Following that, as we draw to the end of this year, we will be, hopefully this month, having the much anticipated announcement for Orlando City, one of our USL Pro teams, being the 20th expansion team for Major League Soccer. That makes five out of the last 6 expansion teams for Major League Soccer have come from the USL Pro. That's Vancouver, Seattle, Montreal, and Orlando City following that. I think I missed one there, didn't I? Portland, yeah, there you go, sorry about that. This partnership with Major League Soccer has been incredibly successful. Both parties are very pleased with how it's gone. We're both looking forward to 2014 and 2015 and beyond. Some of the things we have in the works for 2014, we will be having a number of affiliations coming into the league. We had 4 this year. We'll be doubling that to at least 8. We're having a number of commercial and technical initiatives that we will be working on together. We'll be rolling those out in the coming months. We also have what is going to be a landmark event in US soccer. We will be having an MLS team field their second team in USL Pro for the 2014 season. This is a model we're following that they have in the Bundesliga in Germany and La Liga in Spain. Teams such as Real Madrid and Barcelona fielding a second team in the league below. We'll be doing that as of 2014. 2015, a significant number of MLS teams will follow and place their team in our league. You will be seeing the likes of New York Red Bull, Los Angeles Galaxy, the New York City team. You'll be having Vancouver and Portland and this kind of caliber team coming to Oklahoma City to play against the Energy. In addition to the quality teams we already have in this league. So the future's looking exciting in terms of the partnership. Let me finish here by saying, on behalf of USL Pro, we are thrilled that we've been chosen as the league to bring professional soccer to Oklahoma City for the first time. We know that in Bob and John and all the team at Prodigal, there's the experience, the commitment, and the vision to make this team on and off the field one of the best teams in our league. Looking ahead, we know we've selected the right group, and we know the USL Pro is the right league to deliver Major League Soccer to Oklahoma City. Thank you very much.
Great stuff. We're very excited to be part of the USL Pro too, because the league next year and then in 2015, there won't be a better league competitively in the country, just because of the affiliations that are going to happen, and also because of the reserve teams. The number 2 teams from the MLS teams will be competing in our league. It's simply, there's no other better league other than the MLS in this country, so we're proud to be part of it. With that being said, Bob Funk Jr.
Thanks, John. I want to thank, first and foremost, Gary Savely. Gary, can you come up and join us up here on stage, please? We have a scarf for you. We'd like for you to stand with us as our partner Thank you very much for all your hard work and the partnership that we have. It's been great to work with McGinnis and Gary and David both. They've been fantastic from day one in terms of working out a deal, and we really feel like McGinnis is going to be a great opportunity for us to showcase the talent and the prospective success of soccer in Oklahoma City. Jake, thank you for being here today. Happy to have you. Glad that we have such great partners with USL Pro. I think there's so much potential, and so very excited about that partnership. I want to thank all the collegiate coaches that are here today. We have some here. You guys are the backbone of soccer in Oklahoma City in large part, as well as the youth programs and youth initiatives across the city. All of you and the support of soccer have really created an environment that has led us to this point today. Last, out of that group, I'd like to thank our advisory board. One of the things that we did, and we've done on a limited basis on some of our other activities, is create an advisory board that gives us a lot of good feedback within the community. And we feel like we've structured a great advisory board of business people, youth soccer officials, people that are involved every day with soccer in Oklahoma City and are passionate about the sport. And I'd like for our advisory board to stand. I'm not going to try and name all of you off, but if you're here, if you could please stand, I'd like to give you guys a round of applause. They are, in large part, a big reason why we're here today. We run a lot of things by them: the name, the logo, the facility, the opportunities that exist. We run all these things by them to get their feedback and give us the best opportunity to succeed in the market. I'd like to thank three more people. My mother and father, who are here today. Thank you guys. You guys have always been supportive of me and what our organization does. And my wife, Kim, she allows me to dream big but keeps me grounded, thank goodness, because it would be disastrous otherwise. But I wanted to take an opportunity to say one last thing and thank everybody here, and really in large I'm thanking the city of Oklahoma City for allowing us to be successful in this market, to allow us to do the things that we do. When I started this company, it was started with the premise that we would be premier operators of sports franchises, special events for the Oklahoma City metro area. What that means is that we want to be community stewards. We want to be stewards with the assets, such as our sports franchises and our local events, so that we ensure their long-term success, not over the 3 or the 5 year time frame or the 7 year time frame, but for the 20-year time frame. And we believe that with careful planning, that we have the ability to do that, and that's the founding principle of what we do. So what we try and do is for the community and what we're trying to achieve, and that in large part you've allowed us to do that. You've allowed us to be successful on that level, and a large thank goes back to the city, you people sitting here, the citizens of Oklahoma City. Thank you very much. You guys owe yourself a round of applause. A couple of house cleaning things. This is going to conclude our session today. We're going to have a photo opportunity here in a moment, and then we're going to be doing one-on-ones downstairs outside of the auditorium. We have a opportunity, a watch party for USA Scotland tomorrow at 51st Street Speakeasy, starting at 1, I believe. 1 o'clock meet, 2 o'clock game. So you're all welcome to join us. It's going to be a good time. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your support. We really look forward to seeing you at our home opener. Thanks so much.